Morning agents, welcome to this brand new explainer from the Division Dispatch. Today, we are breaking down the intel on the newly live global event Corrosive Shell. If you've been out in the field already, you know this one plays completely differently than anything we've seen before, and you really need to adapt your tactics if you want to survive out there. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this tactical briefing today so we can get your loadouts completely dialed in.
But hey, before we initiate the dispatch sequence, I just want to take a quick second to say a massive thank you. The Division Dispatch community just hit exactly 146 subscribers. We're growing, we're adapting, and I couldn't be more excited to share this milestone with all of you. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a tactical briefing. Your support literally means everything, agents.
Okay, let's dive right into our mission objectives for today's briefing. We've got 1. Corrosive Shell Event Briefing, 2. Chemical Plating Threat Assessment, 3. High-Value Corroded Mask, 4. Tactical Execution and Strategy, and 5. Community Intelligence Request.
Let's start things off with Section 1, Corrosive Shell Event Briefing.
Moving right along to Section 2, Chemical Plating Threat Assessment.
So the Corrosive Shell Global event is officially live across all servers, and it is actively forcing agents to rethink their standard engagements. The primary threat multiplier out there is something called chemical plating. This is a highly unique enemy armor layer that's totally exclusive to this global event. So what does this actually mean for you? Well, it means that this plating deflects almost all standard damage. If you try to just point your trusty assault rifle at a target and hold down the trigger, those bullets are effectively going to bounce right off. It's like shooting peas at a brick wall. Standard ballistic damage simply won't cut it against this new defensive countermeasure.
So how do we actually defeat it? The only way to break through this armor is by initiating a very specific tactical chain reaction. Step 1. You absolutely must apply a status effect to the enemy. This is a hard requirement, guys. No way around it. Step 2. Applying that status effect cracks the shell of the chemical plating. And finally, Step 3. The exact moment that shell cracks, it triggers a massive toxic purple flame explosion. It is incredibly satisfying to watch, let me tell you, but it completely changes the rhythm of combat.
And, this brilliantly illustrates the double-edged sword of this entire event. When that toxic purple flame explosion goes off, it applies a severe corrosion debuff to any nearby enemies caught in the blast radius. It's a fantastic way to clear a room. However, you gotta stay sharp, because if you're standing just a little too close when that shell blows, yeah, that corrosion debuff is gonna hit you too. It's a highly volatile mechanic. You want to use the explosion as a weapon against the enemy ranks for sure, but without catching yourself in the crossfire.
Alright, on to Section 3, High-Value Corroded Mask.
Now, breaking these shells isn't just about survival, it's about progressing through the global event tracks to put yourself in the running for the brand new Corroded Mask. What's truly unique here, and honestly a massive first for the game, is that we're getting a full wearable mask. Traditionally, global events have always dropped those little backpack trophies as their ultimate cosmetic reward, but actually scratch that. This time, they broke long-standing tradition. This gives us a highly visible, incredibly cool way to show off that we conquered the Corrosive Shell event.
Next up, Section 4, Tactical Execution and Strategy.
I've been running this event non-stop with my clan, and we've managed to refine our approach into a highly efficient pro-level strategy that makes these runs incredibly smooth. Here is the exact loadout framework we're utilizing across the entire squad right now. We are all running the gunner specialization. For skills, we're heavily prioritizing the Banshee Pulse. For our throwable, we are strictly using foam grenades. And finally, for our core attributes, every single one of us is running full red DPS builds, the whole shebang. This specific combination is entirely focused on maximizing our ability to trigger the event mechanics while maintaining just overwhelming firepower. Let's break down the utility of these choices for a second, because what you should really take away from this is how to balance speed with rock-solid reliability. We use the Banshee Pulse because, honestly, so far, it is the absolute quickest way to break the chemical plating consistently across multiple targets in a wide cone. It's just incredibly fast. However, we back that up with foam grenades because they offer a 100% guaranteed way to pop the shell every single time. If the pulse is on cooldown or, you just miss a stray target, the foam grenade is your ultimate failsafe to ensure that armor cracks.
Let's see how this all builds into our final combat phase. As I mentioned in the tactical guide, we are all running full red DPS builds to clean up the moment the shell breaks. Once you apply that status effect with the pulse or the foam, and that toxic explosion hits all the nearby enemies, they are literally sitting ducks, incredibly vulnerable.
That is exactly when the full red DPS build shines. You aren't wasting bullets on the chemical plating anymore. You're unleashing raw, concentrated damage to wipe them off the map immediately after the shell pops. It is working incredibly well for us.
And finally, Section 5, Community Intelligence Requests. So, I've shared my clan's playbook, but the really beautiful thing about this game is the sheer variety of builds and strategies you can create. As you share those, I do want to establish one quick operational ground rule for the dispatch comment section. Keep it respectful. This is a place for us to learn from each other and build a solid resource for the community. If you just want to be rude or toxic to other players sharing their builds, well, just don't comment. We're all SHD agents here, so let's act like it.
So, I leave you with this final question to think about. What is your strategy for popping the shell agents? Are you using the Banshee Pulse like my clan? Or have you found an incredibly clever way to use incendiary ammo, traps, or maybe some wild Eclipse protocol builds? Drop your loadouts and tactics in the comments below. Let's build the absolute ultimate tactical database for this global event. Stay sharp out there, watch out for those purple flames, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.